Hello guys and welcome back to another FPL video. I'm going to present to you my team selection for the upcoming Game Week 27. Of course, before we move into it, I'm going to do a quick review of my Game Week 26 team because it did pretty alright, if I will have to be honest. A little bit of shenanigans here and there, but still quite a good performance. Then we're going to go through the current Game Week 27 team selection, and then I'm going to lay out my transfer plans for the upcoming weeks because I think I am now set up on a strategy and I'm going to follow that strategy through, and we're going to see where this will lead us. I'm having 104.7 million as a budget, which is quite a high budget if I would have to say so. I'm pretty happy with it. If you want to support me and help me reach my 5,000 subscriber goals, please press that subscriber button. If you value my efforts and if you haven't joined yet, please click the subscribe. I have a Discord group that you can join, also mini league. There is a league code that you can directly join. So a lot of benefits by becoming a community subscriber. So yeah, now let's go and see how my team in Game Week 26 did, because I think it did alright. Last week I didn't manage to record a team selection video, but I climbed up a little bit with a green arrow to 34k. Now this week a massive green arrow for my liking, 358 sorry in the world currently. It's a good rank. Yes, I've used my assistant manager chip, probably not to the fullest extent, but I'm quite happy with it. Did not waste any transfers on it, did not think about it anymore, to be fair. I just locked in slot and that was it. So with minimal effort I got some okayish points, which at the end of the day it's more than welcome. This week 10 pointer compared to the Potter or Guasner score, it's nothing, but yeah, the others were risk, while slot was the safe option. This week I brought in one player and his name is Quivered. Sadly he didn't do anything. Hopefully he can improve and he will be able to do a little bit more, but that will be shown in the future weeks. Now going into the team, Pickford had a pretty stellar game against United. Honestly, nothing was coming his way, and at the end of the day he conceded 2 goals and finished with a 1 point, but still a good keeper that can keep several clean sheets, so I'm not too worried about it. In defense, I'm pretty disappointed with the way that the week went, especially with Huijsen, because they were in control of the game, but that stupid red card from Zabarni just destroyed their potential, and Kune scored his regular goal and Huijsen ended with 2 points. The beauty of UCL Fantasy compared to FPL Fantasy is that you can gain something from blocks, tackles, not tackles, but ball recoveries in a sense, while here if they concede a goal, that's it, lights out, unless you get an attacking return, but with 10 men, just the week is ruined. Still, if I go back in time and I have to make the decision about who to put in my defense, Huijsen will be a prime target. Gabriel as well. I did not expect them to lose against West Ham. Honestly, that was quite surprising. 2 points from him. So yeah, that's it. 2 points from him. And the fixture run is not getting easier. They have Forest, United and Chelsea. I think that, yes, the 3 of the teams that I mentioned are struggling, but Arsenal are not in the best shape themselves. So at the end of the day, I would say that, yeah, Gabriel probably is not going to get me a lot of points, but he is still Gabriel and he can score from any set piece. So yeah, he will continue defending the badge. Now Trent, a 6-pointer. I did not expect a clean sheet, but it's more than welcome in such a bad defensive week for me, where all my defenders were awful, apart from one that's on my bench, that's Lewis Hall. He conceded 2 goals, which is quite sad. Got 2 assists though, so he moves to 6 points. Then 7, so did he get a bonus? I'm not quite sure what happened with the performance there, but at the end of the day, 9 points on the bench compared to my 2 pointers. It's quite hard to swallow, but yeah, it happens. Sometimes the benching decisions are going against me, even though I have a pretty bad bench if you count all things considered, but at the end of the day, everyone can get some points. O'Shea, for example, 0-pointer against Spurs. He has not got any clean sheets since I got him, which is quite sad for Ipswich, but to be fair, it's Ipswich and we cannot expect much more from them. In midfield, to be fair, still disappointed. Let's talk about Salah. I will be very, very quick. This is the best player in the league at the moment, and he is delivering week in and week out. I don't think that anyone is going to be surprised if I captain him all the weeks up until the end. Probably when he doesn't have a double up, he will be in a prime contention to be a captain. 14 points in a single week. Like, this guy is making fun of the league. End of the game, he's like 18 points behind his best score so far, and he has 11 games. So if he plays all 11 more than 60 minutes, he will beat his score, even if he doesn't do anything and Liverpool do not keep a clean sheet until the end of the season. He will still beat his previous score, top score, which is absurd. We are in game week 27 for them, so yeah, 11 weeks left, but come on, those numbers, astronomical, and he didn't disappoint once again. In Bumo, 14 points. To be fair, he was robbed of an extra 5 points because of a penalty that was not given, but 14 points still more than welcome. A lot of players do not have Mbumo, and I honestly don't know how the hell did you not have Mbumo, but yeah, probably it's not the easiest player to fit at the moment if you are having some other players in midfield. But at the end of the day, I think Mbumo did his job. He faced Leicester, and that's what happens when you face a team at the bottom of the league. You get a lot of points, and it's not very surprising if you ask me. Kluivert, as well as Huijsen, his appeal just dropped at the minute when they got a player sent off. Yeah, he got subbed off. Players will return, so his appeal will drop and drop and drop, but until game week 29, I think that he's pretty safe. We're going to discuss something in the next section, but for now, I think Kluivert is an okay transfer, and I'm happy to have him. Palmer, on the other hand, yeah, this guy is in a little bit of a bad run-off form, but it happens to the best of the players. Happened to Isaac, happened to Saka, happened to Haaland. The only player that didn't get that bad of a run-off form is Salah, but that's why he is the best player in the league at the moment. Palmer, I think that his form will come back because he's an amazing player and he will return to his former self. Up front, to be fair, my heroes. Pedro with a 12-pointer. After a lot of people sold him either or benched him. Ideal performance by him. Honestly, I couldn't be more happy with his performance, but he faced Southampton. I don't know what will happen next, but for now, 12 points, more than good. Isaac, 13-pointer. Yeah, no surprise there. He just proved to other people that he does not need to be sold in any kind of run or form or something like that, because a lot of players jumped ship after he blanked 2 weeks in a row or something like that. And for me, it's something that I'm not very happy to do. So yeah, 13 points by Isaac. Well done. Chris Wood with an assist, to be fair. Yeah, I think that that's more than enough from him, as Forest were awful in the first half. Then in the second, he didn't get any chances at all, at least an assist to his name, helping my massive green arrow. Yeah, probably for some of you 11k places is nothing, but for me, after struggling for so many weeks in a row and my players getting nothing and nothing and nothing, to finally come back into the top 25k, it's brilliant. Let's see if we can push for a better run and for a better form. Of course, we'll have to see how the team is looking for the upcoming game week 27. So let's quickly jump there and see what is going to happen there, because I have a suspicion when I created this video that it was going to be an awful week and when I did the plans, and yeah, let's jump and I'll discuss it. So starting in 27, my assistant manager chip has expired, so no more from Arne Slot into my team. Pickford starting in goal against Brentford. So first, I own Mbumo, as you've seen in the previous slide, and Pickford is facing Mbumo. So a bad fixture for him, for the sake of me having a player facing him, but at the end of the day, we cannot have the best weeks every week around. Still, Brentford away, yeah, it's going to be tough for Everton. Let's see which team is getting better in the hang of it. But if Brentford score and it's Mbumo, I'll be delighted. If Pickford keep a clean sheet, I'll be delighted as well. So at the end of the day, Brentford, it's not the worst fixture that you can have. Pickford, I played him against Liverpool, so yeah, all in all, I think that I have a possibility to do well there. Cahill against Bournemouth, non-playing keeper. Verbruggen doing amazingly well for everyone that has him. Assist and now on a clean sheet in a row. I think that the performances have been there for him, and I upload players that have him and kept him for the bad run that he was having. But yeah, Cahill, a non-playing keeper. Moving into defense as well, here I have a bad run of fixtures for my players. Forest away for Gabriel, both teams struggling as of recent, and we'll see who will prevail. I think that it will be tough away to Forest. They have played well against City, against Liverpool, and against most of the teams at home. Forest. So for Gabriel, yeah, if a player of the ranks, for example, from like Ho had a better fixture, I would have played him, but he doesn't because he has Liverpool. Yes, he can always get an attacking return, especially against Trent. So I might even play Ho instead of Gabriel. But if I know myself, I'm never going to bet on a defender to keep a clean sheet against Liverpool. So yeah, probably Gabriel will be starting against Forest instead of Ho. Bournemouth, after a tough run of form in the last couple of weeks, I think will want to fight back. Of course, they will not have the Barney at the back, so Huijsen will have another partner. At the end of the day, it's not an ideal situation, and Brighton have been playing well, but Bournemouth away from home, it's going to be tough. Yes, but they've proven that they can bring the game to anyone. Remember when they faced a good form of Newcastle and they just destroy them. So I expect something of similar against Brighton, to be fair. So yeah, Huijsen is not leaving the team. And Trent, if I have a 7 million invested in a defender, I'm not benching him even if he plays against himself, honestly. So yep, Newcastle at home, it's going to be tough. But after the performance Liverpool had against Manchester City, I think that they're going to be riding the wave of good fortune and of good spirit. So yeah, I think Trent is a brilliant player to own at the moment. And Gameweek 28 is a fixture against Southampton, so he's not going anywhere. Darrell Shea, sadly he has United because he would have been in a perfect contention to start, but against United, even though United are struggling, I think that Ipswich are struggling even more. So at the moment, the best three defenders that I have are Gabriel, Huijsen and Trent. Please leave a comment if you think I should be starting Ho, but I honestly believe that those three defenders will be the starters for my team. Moving into midfield, no surprises here. Salah, Palmer, and Mbeumo and Kluivert remain into the lineup. Salah against Newcastle, I just don't have to say anything about Salah anymore. He's just a player that everyone has in their team, and we're just playing a game without spot in that midfield. So all in all, Salah remains into the squad. Palmer against Southampton. I see a lot of players selling Palmer, and I think that's due to some knee-jerking and because of recent form. But you selling a player before him facing Southampton at home, and after that is Leicester at home, I feel like that is a little bit of a bad decision. I would say that Palmer, if you have sold him already, I would be looking to buy him if I was not having him, honestly. Without Haaland, I don't know, and without Saka in the picture, I don't know where you are spending your money, but if it's not for Palmer, you probably have Watkins, Mateta, Isaac, and still I would say Palmer is more clinical to a lot of the teams. Many of you may disagree, but that's honestly the thought process behind me. They face Southampton. If they cannot defeat Southampton and Leicester at home, I think that they do not deserve to be contenders of anything. So yeah, for now, Palmer remains into the squad, and he is even in a contention to become a captain. Then we have Mbeumo against Everton. Already spoke about that fixture, but all in all, Everton, it's not the easiest team to beat at the moment. They have been amazing. They haven't lost a game like 6 in a row. They are in a pretty good form. But Mbeumo is Mbeumo, and he's a mini version of Palmer. I am not going to get tired of repeating that. He's just a mini version of Palmer, and he can score in any game. He's brilliant on penalties, and I don't see a reason not to start him, even if you have Pickford in goal. And the final player here is Kluivert. I bought him last week, and he's not going absolutely anywhere. He remains into the side, and he will cause some damage to Brighton, I believe, because in those type of games, I think that Kluivert may thrive. It all depends where he starts on the right or in the middle, but still with penalties in his back, I think that he is a brilliant choice of a player. And Harry Winks facing, I think here I made, no, they face West Ham. Yes, I did not make a mistake here. He's just not playing at the moment, so yeah, he's last bench option. Moving into attack, that is where it gets interesting. Now I have Pedro facing my my Bournemouth defender. I have Wood facing my Arsenal defender, and I have Isaac facing my Liverpool defender. Then I have Salah facing my Newcastle defender, and I have Mbumo facing my my Everton goalkeeper. So basically, all of my attack is facing all of my defense, except Palmer, which is quite awful for me. So either all the defenders score a goal and my forwards score as well, or I'm not gaining either a clean sheet or an attacking return, or maybe both, which would be quite suicidal. Honestly, I feel like Gameweek 27 is going to be the worst week for me up until the end, because I would be heavily prepared for everything else, but at the moment I don't have a lot of availability to rotate left, right and center, because Gameweek 28 is quite brilliant for a lot of my players. You'll see in a second, and I have players that I do not want to sell just because they face off against each other. Honestly, last time around when Liverpool and Newcastle faced off, Salah, Trent and Isaac returned with good returns. Then you have Mbumo that can score against anyone. Gabriel and Wood. Yes, Gabriel and Wood can both score. Pedro, I can see himself scoring, and probably Huijsen ending without nothing, but Kluivert can score as well. Palmer can score against Southampton. So if this week goes into my way, that would be the luckiest thing in the world. I honestly feel like very unprepared for it. The only thing I'm prepared for is the captaincy, and that captaincy is going to Salah. Vice captaincy Palmer, sorry Palmer, but Salah is in the form of his life, and when facing players left, right and center against difficult oppositions, he's performing better. I don't think he has a blank this season against a team that is attacking, and Newcastle will be attacking even though they are at Anfield. Salah enjoys playing against them, so I honestly believe that Salah is the best captaincy option. Now let's go and see how my team is looking for the next couple of weeks, because I have a cheap strategy in mind and I want to mention it to you. So let's go and see how it looks, and let's start preparing for the upcoming couple of weeks, because I have a transfer in mind for this week. Let's see if that's going to be fitting my team and how I plan to approach it. So here I'm using the brilliant website of FPL.team. If you want to take a look at that, guy is amazing. He prepares everything. Of course, there are other websites that you can go into, but I think that yeah, that one is brilliant. So here is my team that we already discussed. Of course, Palmer will get the vice captaincy armband, and hopefully he will do well. So yep, that's the team. Apart from one thing, I will be selling Wings this week, and I will be going probably ultra differential. So I have one option of Jared Bowen. Jared Bowen is only 3.8% owned, and he has Leicester, Newcastle and Everton. So I would say that buying player for Leicester game is brilliant, and I would do it happily. But then getting a player that faces Newcastle that are in a good form, and then a player getting to face off against my Everton goalkeeper, it looks interesting. He plays as a forward, he plays well, he is on pens, so that is quite important, and he can cause some serious damage. The issue with him is that he tends to disappear sometime. Of course, going for Bowen for the next 3 fixtures is good. Even if you keep it in 30 is good. So my goal here is to bring players for the next 3 weeks, as I'll be wildcarding in 30 or in 31, it doesn't matter, but I'll be not free hitting in 29, so I'll have to look at players to go for. Another option is Enzo Fernandez. I think that he is in a good contention facing Southampton and Leicester, but then Arsenal. But Arsenal are so bad at the moment that I think that even Chelsea can score some goals. Last time around when they played, they did alright. So yeah, it's quite 50-50, but Southampton and Leicester, it's too much of an appeal to lose. But my favorite option and quite differential option is going for Neto from Chelsea. I think the same thing for him, Southampton and Leicester, and then Arsenal. But now Dewey and Jackson are injured up until the next couple of weeks. So I think around April they will return. And Kunku is not playing very well. Palmer is struggling, and Neto has been playing all right. And I think Scouser from my community mentioned it to me, and I was like, why the hell do you consider Neto? But when I looked at the appeal, I was like, okay, now I see why, and I'm pretty happy to go with him and pick him. So in hindsight, the thing that I would plan to do is to get for Game Week 27 Neto and bench Joao Pedro, as I think that Bournemouth will fight back. And Joao Pedro, yes, benching my forward is not a brilliant strategy, but at the end of the day, I think that with Welbeck probably returning, he might get benched. So Game Week 27 is going to look like that. Game Week 28, I plan to roll, because here I will not play Huijsen, I will play, of course, Ho. So having Bowen facing Ho is not good for me. And I have Pickford against Wolves, which is okay. Gabriel against United, whatever. Southampton, West Ham, this is good. Then we have Southampton, Spurs, Leicester, Villa, Leicester, West Ham, City. Okay, City is not good, but it can get worse if we do a lot of changes. Then we move to Game Week 28, and I was saying that Game Week 27 is probably my worst. Probably Game Week 29 is going to be it, because I have to bench Salah, I have to bench Isaac, and I'll have to bench Ho. I'm selling Trent this week, and I'll be buying players for only 1 week. So Trent is going to get sold, and probably O'Shea is going to get sold also. I will be playing 2 players against my Arsenal defender. I will be playing Mbeumo against my Brentford defender. I will be playing Joao Pedro against Manchester City. It's not ideal, for sure, but here I plan to get probably 8 Nuri if he is fit. He has Southampton, so yeah, and I may not even sell Trent. And so sell Trent, so here it's 8 Nuri, and return Daro O'Shea. So O'Shea, let me go, I will do it undo. So I will keep Daro O'Shea probably and be like, what if, I don't care about it, and get 8 Nuri. So for sure this is happening, and now the last transfer is probably going to be either Daro O'Shea. So we have the fixture on Bournemouth, Brentford, who is facing Leicester, United is facing Leicester. So I may go for someone like Dalot or someone like, I don't know who. I can go for a Forest defender, which might be okay to go. And yeah, most probably I will go and get Ola Aina instead of Daro O'Shea and be happy with my team, play a 4-4-2. Just get something like that. Of course, I'm missing Cuneo, which is quite sad. The captaincy option here, honestly, I don't know. The captaincy here is going to be very, very tough. Probably we'll go for Wood captain, just for the sake of it. And yeah, something like that will look my team, and then in Game Week 30 I will activate my wildcard. Of course, you'll be asking why I do not want to sell Salah, why I do not want to sell Isaac. How? Because I have so much money invested in them. I will lose 0.5 for Isaac, 0.5 for Ho, and 0.5 or more even for Salah. So that's 1.5 million lost, and then I would immediately want Salah back for that run of fixtures. Come on, even if he doesn't have a double. Then Isaac, Brentford, Leicester, double, Aston Villa, and we don't know if he plays against Ipswich. I mean, the same can be said against for Ho. So yep, I will be probably looking to keep my players at bay. We will know who is out of the FA Cup and who probably not have a blank, so we can start preparing in that sense. And of course I'll start preparing for the double in 32, where I either plan to use my bench boost or probably not my bench boost, but probably my triple captaincy. It all depends around the fixtures what's going to happen, but I want to have a bench prepared for at least 32 or 33. I'll have to make good plans about it, but still it will be after an international break if I'm not mistaken. Do we have dates here? Yeah, we'll check when the dates are, but we'll talk about it when the time comes. For now, I think that Neto, yes, it looks tricky to pick him, but honestly, yeah, that might be the move to get Neto. Of course, Bowen gets a lot of things done, and of course, if I keep Ipswich and go for Cunha, I would go for Cunha captaincy. But it's either Ipswich Nottingham Forest defense or Wolves attack, one of the two. We'll see we'll see when, but I'm not selling any of those three players on the bench. So yeah, those are the transfer plans. It does look shaky. Yeah, Gameweek 29, I'm just going to go and watch the League Cup final and not care about fantasy. I'm joking, I'll take it seriously. But yeah, Trent is out because they do not have a double, and if I'm going for a defender, I'm just going for Konate. Probably will plan some good defensive strategies and how to prepare and how to adjust the double ups. Am I going for Nick Pope? Am I going for Henderson? Am I at all considering the double ups? A lot of things will be coming our way because Palace fixtures: Southampton, Brighton, City, Newcastle. It's not ideal. It's not ideal in any sense. Brighton have a better fixture run, so Verbruggen might be here depending. It all depends what happens in 34. Should I get Nick Pope and double up in their defense? Probably not. Probably the option will be to go for Gordon and Isaac Gordon-Howe. Once again, a lot of dilemmas, and Bumo may lead the team. A lot of shenanigans will be happening left, right, and center. So bear with me. We'll make plans, but for now, I think I might go for Neto and just attack those two fixtures and have some fun with the game because I have been going with a lot of template picks. It worked out for me in a sense, but players that take a little bit of risk are moving up and up and up while I stay in the same position, which it suited me for a while, but now I think with a lot of differentials happening, a lot of injuries, and a lot of different teams and chip strategies, I think now it's time to be a little bit going for the attack. Of course, yeah, Cunha will hurt me, so probably I might get Cunha. Let's be real, I might get Cunha and Tate Nuri or Cunha and Aina and just be done with it and decide the game. But probably, yeah, it's going to be Cunha and 8 Nuri for now. Let's leave the team in that sense. You have it, and yeah, Gameweek 27, it's so fast approaching, so we don't have a lot of time to make decisions. I'm of course going to host a deadline stream where we can discuss everything that you have in your dilemma, so subscribe and tune in for that. As per usual, special shout out to the members of the channel: Seth, Florin, Zach, Oscar, Papas, Kauser, Hem. Thanks so much. Florin and Kauser have gifted 80 memberships overall. Thank you so much, guys. If you want to become a member, just follow the instructions down below the video and you get some different benefits depending on where you are getting membership to. Thank you for watching the video up until the end. If you have not got the ability to become a member, you can just press the subscriber button and it helps my channel grow massively. Thank you once again so much. There will not be a deadline tips video because I'll cover everything on the deadline stream and we can have a lot of fun talking about FPL there. So thanks so much. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you soon with more FPL content. And be prepared, UCL Fantasy is returning soon also.